Welcome to the Cars of Palm Springs. Today we're in front of the Desert Riviera, a true mid-century boutique hotel. As it happens, our feature car is a Riviera in the desert, a 1965 Buick Riviera. So hop in, let's go for a ride. I like this tiki accessory the owner has hanging from the rearview mirror. Now, Buick wanted this to be a sporty car, so they added the center console. They basically used the full-size Buick Electra dash modified with this console. So you have a set of gauges here. They're large speedometer. At this time, they really only used the idiot lights. They didn't use gauges. So we usually, by the time the red light comes on, it's too late. Moving across the dashboard, we have the headlight switch here with the dimmer for the interior lights, the windshield washer, of course the AM radio, the air conditioning and heater controls. It's unusual. At this time they were still separate. This is the heating system, this is the air conditioning system. On today's drive, we'll be looking at local famous architect E. Stewart Williams' buildings and residences. Williams earned a star on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars. Here are some of the iconic downtown Palm Springs buildings designed by E. Stewart Williams. E. Stewart Williams was commissioned to design this house for Frank Sinatra in 1947. We're approaching the Wellwood Murray Cemetery. This is where E. Stewart Williams is buried. Now let's head over to the Palm Springs High School for the close-up segment. So we've arrived at the Palm Springs High School, yet another building designed by E. Stewart Williams, this one in 1962. Let's look at the car. This Riviera is finished in the original bamboo cream color. It's 17.5 feet long, 6.5 feet wide, and weighs 4,036 pounds. From the flaring fenders to the sharp angles and contours, it has just that right amount of sportiness that made it a very popular car when new. Under the hood, it uses the Buick family 445 Wildcat. It puts out in this version, I think, around 325 horsepower. It's connected to a TH400 3-speed transmission. The trunk is pretty nice for this size car. It's around 16 cubic feet. They tended to be fairly shallow trunks because the gas tank is located underneath. These clamshell headlights were pretty unusual at the time. They were on the prototype, but never made it into production the first few years. In '65, they refined it enough with the mechanical system to put it into production. Let me show you how they work. If you had the optional cruise control, this was the adjustment here. See the little yellow dot? Keeping with the sporty theme, this car had rear bucket seats, including a center armrest. There was also a space here for an optional rear speaker. Most cars at this time period had hubcaps. These have Buick rally wheels. It added another level of sportiness to the car. It also aided in the cooling of the 12-inch brakes. They were actually finned aluminum and were known for their great stopping ability. Before we hit the open road, our producer, Mr. Dell of Palm Springs, has a pop quiz for you. What was a Buick Riviera named after? A, the casino in Las Vegas, B, the French Riviera, or C, the Italian word for coastline? It was B, the French Riviera. Now let's hit the open road. This car was designed by Bill Mitchell and his team. During his long 42-year career at General Motors, he designed many iconic cars. The marketing program at GM focused on the Riviera as a personal luxury car. This was a new concept for 1963. As I mentioned previously, you can adjust this indicator. It's a warning buzzer that goes off when you hit a certain speed. Like a lot of American cars in the 60s, it didn't have a lot of road fill, but it was a great driving car in a straight line, especially cruising effortlessly at 65, 70 miles an hour. The high torque V8 engine just coasts along. So we're approaching the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. This will be the last E. Stewart Williams building we're looking at today. In just a few minutes, we'll be arriving at the Palm Springs Tramway station. We'll be taking the tram to the top of the mountain and showing the last of the E. Stewart Williams buildings. So we're arriving at the Palm Springs Tramway. This lower building was actually designed by Albert Frey. We'll be going up the tram to look at the E. Stewart Williams building. This tramway has the world's largest rotating tram cars. So here we are at the top. Let's go check it out. So let's go outside and check out the outside. This is the Mountain Station. It was designed by Williams and opened in 1963. The Palm Springs Aerial Tramway construction was started in 1960 by Francis F. Crocker and was completed in 1963. This is the highest building that E. Stewart Williams designed at 8,516 feet. Here's the main attraction coming up here, Mount San Jacinto State Park. So let's head back down to the valley. I personally owned a black 1963 Riviera for about 12 years. It was a fun road car. The Palm Springs Tramway is well worth the visit just for the views. Thanks for joining us today. Please hit like and subscribe.